Hello, good morning, guys. So this will be the discussion nung quiz number 3 natin. So let's start. So in our quiz number 3, I provided one comprehensive problem. So let me read first. So si JC daw, an engineer, has the following data in the current taxable year. So if you look at it, marami siyang income na nakalagay dito. May mga income from operation and then mga passive income. So isa-isahin natin. Meron siyang income from business in the Philippines, tapos gross incomes from Japan. Tapos meron din siyang business expenses. Meron siyang interest income, deposit Manila, Philippine peso deposit in BPI Manila. Meron din siyang interest income, dollar deposit, BPI Manila din, dollar deposit sa Bank of America. Meron siyang dividend income from San Miguel and Ayala Land. Then meron din siyang PCSO lotto winnings. Meron din siyang net winnings in Canada, illegal lottery. Meron din siyang prize won in ABS-CBN contest, in GMA, and in Japan. Meron din siyang series of capital gains, domestic shares not traded in stock exchange, gain on sale of domestic shares traded in stock exchange. Then meron din siyang capital gain on sale of idle land in the Philippines. Tapos capital gain on sale of condominium unit in India. So isa-isahin natin yan. Wait, bago pala yan, check natin ano-ano ba yung mga tanong, no? So, nagbigay ng dalawang type of taxpayer. Actually, tatlo pala yung problem natin. So, meron siyang what if he is a resident citizen, pangalawa, what if he is a non-resident citizen, and what if he is a non-resident alien engaged in trade and business. So, let's start. First, paano pag isa siyang resident citizen? So, paano natin i-compute yung income niya, no? How are going to compute his income tax due, reportable in his ITR, and also yung mga final taxes niya. So, okay, let's start. If, since JC is a resident citizen, no? We need to account all of his income within and without. So, let's start with the gross income from Philippines and Singapore. So that's 2.5 million and 3.5 million. So that's a total of 6 million. And then for business expenses, ang sabi dito, may additional note tayo. 30% daw ng amount for Philippines business expenses is not properly substantiated for income tax purposes. So ang allowed lang daw is the 70%. So we need to multiply the 1 million to 70% since yung 30% is not allowable deduction for income tax purposes. So we will only be using the 700,000 amount. Then for business expenses naman under Japan, no, ang sabi dito only 94% of this amount is allowable deduction for income tax purposes. So meaning 95, we need to multiply it to 95% since 95% lang yung allowable. So that's 902,500. So that's 700,000 plus 902,500, a total of 1,602,500. So meron siyang net income from operations na 4.3 million 97,500. So yun yung net income niya from operations. So ano pa ang ina-add natin aside from the normal net income from operations? Of course, we need to add yung mga other income niya, no? So since he is a resident citizen, as mentioned ko before, we will be considering also his income outside of the Philippines. So ano-ano yun? Of course, that will be the income not subject to final taxes. Yun lang naman yung mga reportable sa ITR. So ano-ano yun? Let's start with interest from dollar deposit in Bank of America since ang situs nito is outside of the Philippines and hindi siya pasok since even though it is a passive income since it's an interest income, hindi siya reportable as income subject to final tax kasi nga ang situs niya is outside of the Philippines. So reportable lang siya under ITR. So that's 75,000. Next one, yung net winnings in Canada. Even though it is illegal lottery, no, yun pala, regardless no of the source, may it be coming from illegal means, So we need to report it as well in our income tax return. So need natin ilagay yan. That's 500,000 pesos. Also, the prize won ABS-CBN contest, as stated before, no, if you have prices 10,000 and below, you need to report it in ITR. If more than 10,000, tapos within the Philippines, then yun yung time na isasubject mo siya sa final withholding taxes. So for this case, since this is below 10,000, no, or 10,000 and below, need natin siyang isama sa ITR. Next one is yung prize won in raffle contest in Japan. So that's 60,000 since ang situs niya is outside the Philippines and he is a resident citizen. And lastly, that gain and sale of condominium unit in India, the situs of the taxation is in India since the real property involved is located outside of the Philippines. So since he is a resident citizen, need din siyang i-report under ITR. So that's 75,000, 500,000, 10,000, 60,000 plus 119,000, a total of 764,000. So yun yung i-add natin from the initial net income from operations plus 764,000. So to answer the question number one is if JC is a resident citizen, what is his net taxable income of this taxpayer in his ITR of the current taxable year? So ito yung taxable net income niya, the income from operation plus the other income reportable in ITR. That's a total of 5,161,500. So that's 2 points. That's for question number one. Question number two, if resident citizen and if CWT of 600,000, of which 28% is not supported by CWT's form, were withheld from his gross income in the Philippines, what would be his tax payable reflected in the ITR? So kung meron siyang 5,161,500 na taxable income, we need to get that income tax due niya. So from the initial 2 million, no, doon siya magpo-fall sa bracket under this one. No, from the 2 million to 8 million bracket. So that's 490,000 for the initial 2 million, and then the excess of the 5,100,000 excess ng 2 million will be multiplied sa 32% since doon siya magpo-fall na bracket. So that's 1,011,680. A total of 1,501,680. That's his total tax due, no? However, as mentioned sa problem, no, meron daw siyang 600,000 na CWTs. However, yung 28% is not properly supported by CWT's form. So only 72% of 600,000 will be allowable as tax credit. So that's only 432,000. So a total of, we need to deduct the 432,000 dun sa tax due na na-compute natin. So ang total tax payable or ang total ng tax payable niya after considering the CWTs is 1,069,680. So that is the answer for question number 2. Let's proceed to question number 3. If a resident JC is a resident citizen, what are his total income subject to final withholding tax? So, sabi dito, what are his total income? So we're talking about the income itself, not the tax withheld. I think dito yung medyo naging confusing. Most of you, actually walang nakasagot ng number 3, and number 5, number 8, and number 10. I think napagbali-baligtad nyo, no? When for number 3, no, we're asking of the total income, meaning what is the tax base ng final withholding taxes. Yun yung tinatanong natin. So doon yung medyo madaming nalito. So ano-ano yung mga passive income natin subject sa final withholding tax. So una dyan, yung interest income in peso deposit in BPI. So ang sabi sa problem, yung 250,000 daw, 240,000 daw na interest income from dollar deposit is already net of final withholding tax. Anong meaning nun? So yung 240, yun na yung nadeduktan na siya nung final withholding tax, which is 20%. So we need to gross it up to 80% to have the amount nung income talaga, amount of interest income. So that's 240 divided by 80%, that's 300,000. So 300,000 yung tax base natin. Tapos ang rate niya is 20%, so 60,000 yung final withholding tax. So pag ninet mo yon, pag dineduct mo yung final withholding tax, kasi yun nga yung i-withheld ni bangko, no, bago niya ibigay sa yung interest income mo, na withholdan niya na yon. So ang ibibigay niya na lang sa'yo for your 300,000 interest income is 240,000. So that's the tax base, the 300,000. The final withholding tax is 60,000 and then net is the 240,000. Yun yung nasa item. I think dun yung medyo madami sigurong naka-miss, no? So check natin kung gross ba yon or net of withholding tax. Kasi kapag net, we need to gross it up for us to be able to identify ano yung amount of interest income niya subject dun sa final withholding tax. So that's 300,000 and then FWT na 60,000. Next is yung dollar deposit. So that's 250,000 gross amount. And then times mo lang sa 15%. So that's 37,500. And then you have also dividend income from San Miguel and Ayala Land. So San Miguel and Ayala Land are both domestic corporation. So included sila dito sa final withholding taxes, which is 10%. So that's 10,000 and 12,500, 100,000, 125 for the tax base. Also, the prize won in GMA 7 contest, since it's more than 10,000, we need to consider it as passive income subject to final withholding tax. So that's 12,000 and then 2,400. And then lastly, PCSO winnings, Lotto winnings, that's 1,500. And then the final tax is 200,000. Meron akong note dito na cost of Lotto ticket, which is 10,000. But please note that this is not deductible, no? Hindi natin siya ninenet doon sa PCSO Lotto winnings. Kasi nga, ang basis natin doon kung yung amount of winnings. Unlike sa mga capital gains sa shares of stock na traded na yung net gain yung kinoconsider natin. So dito, kung magkano yung amount of winnings. So that's 1,500,000. So nothing to do with that, no, with the cost of Lotto ticket. So that's 1,500,000 times the 20% final withholding tax. I-add lang natin lahat ng tax base sa 300,000, 250,000, 100,000, 125,000, 12,000, and then 1.5 million. So that's total of 2,287,000. So that's the answer for number 3. Yung iba ang sinagot, eto, yung 422,400. Pero hindi naman yun yung tinatanong ng problem. Ang tinatanong ng problem is what are his total income subject to final withholding tax. So ito yung income. Ito yung final withholding tax. So magkaiba yon. Then next question, number 4, if resident citizen, what are his total capital gains tax withheld? So ang tanong naman sa number 4, yung mismong tax. So ito na yung capital gains tax. So dito ka na ngayon magbe-base kung magkano yung tax. So ang mga applicable lang doon, of course, yung sales ng domestic shares not traded in stock exchange. So that's, ang sabi dito is, ang price daw is 3 million and then the cost is 130,000. However, 30,000 is unliquidated. Since unliquidated siya, hindi natin siya pwedeng i-claim or i-consider as valid deduction or valid cost. So ang mako-consider lang natin is the 100,000, which is the liquidated amount. So that's 3 million of the price minus the 100,000 liquidated cost. So that's 290,000 for the net gain. So yun yung magiging basis natin on gain on sale of domestic shares not traded in stock exchange. That 290,000 times 15%, that's 435,000. The next one, capital on sale real property classified as capital asset. Ang sabi dito, meron daw tayong price na 4 million. And then zonal value na 5 million, and then assessor's value, which is 130% of the selling price. So we need to check which is higher, no? Is it the gross selling price or the fair market value? So yung price is 4 million, explicitly mentioned dyan. However, wala nang binigay na fair market value. Pero alam naman natin na fair market value is the higher amount of zonal value and assessor's value. So let's compare zonal and assessor's value. Zonal value is 5 million. However, yung assessor's value daw is 130% of selling price. So we need to multiply 4 million times 1.30, no? Or 130%. So that's 5,200,000. So that's we need to compare now the 5.2 million assessor's value of as compared to zonal value, which is 5 million. So higher yung tawag dito, higher yung amount ng assessor's value, then that will be our fair market value. So 5.2 million as compared to price na 4 million, higher yung fair market value. So yun yung magiging basis natin for the 6% capital gains tax. So 5.2 million times 6%. So that's 312,000. Tapos i-add lang natin yun kasi yun lang naman yung mga subjects sa capital gains tax. Yung gain on sale of domestic shares traded in stock exchange, ano yan, stock transaction tax. Yung capital gain on sale of condominium unit in India, since ang situs of taxation niya is outside of the Philippines, then hindi siya passive income subject sa final tax. So that's 435,000 plus 312, total of 747,000. So that's the answer in question number 4. Then last item for number 5, as resident citizen, what are his total final tax withheld? So that's the summation of the final withholding tax, the capital gains tax, and the stock transaction tax. Ang need na lang natin compute is yung stock transaction tax. So same lang din to actually dun sa short problem natin before, no? So ang basis lang natin dito is the price or the gross selling price. That's 230,000 times 6/10 of 1% of gross selling price. So that's 1,380. Pag-add natin to for 22,400, 747,000 plus the 1,380, that's total of 1,170,780. So yun lang yun. That's the answer for question number 5. Yung question number 6, what yung net taxable income niya daw kapag si JC is a non-resident citizen. So ang major changes lang would be tong mga other income. So of all of these other income, ang mariretain lang is the prize won in ABS-CBN contest. And of course, sa business from operations, hindi na natin isasama yung mga income niya from Singapore or Japan. Sorry, Japan dapat to. Income from Japan. So zero dapat yan. So pag pinag-add lang natin yung from Philippines, that's 1,800,000 plus the 10,000 na income from prize won in ABS-CBN contest. So that's 1,810,000. Then for question number 7, it's non-resident, tapos meron daw siyang CWPs na 400,000. However, 10% daw ay not properly substantiated. So we need to multiply it to 90%. So only 360,000 out of 400,000 will be considered as tax credit. So yun lang, since 1.8 siya, magpo-fall siya sa bracket ng 800,000 to 2 million. So the initial 800,000 will have a 130 flat fixed rate or fixed tax, and then the excess na 1,010,000 will be multiplied ng 30%. So that's 303,000. For 33 minus the allowable tax credit na 360, 90% nung 400,000 CWTs natin, that is 73,000. That's number 7. Then number 8, ang question is, if NRAETB, meaning non-resident alien, engaged in trade and business, what are his total final withholding tax withheld during the year? So unlike dun sa resident citizen, ang tanong natin kanina, yung income subject sa final withholding tax. So yung tax base ang pinag-uusapan natin. For NRETB, ang pinag-uusapan na natin, magkano yung amount ng final withholding tax. So we're talking about the final withholding tax na. So dito na yung magiging basis natin. Ang difference niya lang sa resident citizen and non-resident citizen is yung rate for dividend income from domestic corporation. So that's for dividend income from San Miguel and Ayala. So from 10% magiging 20% lang. So yun lang yun naman yung changes niya, or yung kakaiba dun sa resident citizen and non-resident citizen. So that's 20% of 100,000 and 20% of 125,000. That's 20,000 and 25,000. Pag-aadin lang ulit natin, the 60,000, 37,500, 20,000, 25,000, 2,400, and 300,000. So that's 444,900. So that's the answer for question number 8. Question number 9, ano naman daw yung total income subject to capital gains tax? Yun na, pinagbaliktad ko lang. Yung unang problem, ang tinatanong ko yung capital gains tax. Dito, ang tinatanong ko, what are his total income subject to capital gains tax. So yung tax base yung pinag-uusapan. So that's 2.9 million plus 5.2 million. So 8.1 million. And then last one, what are his total final tax? Eto, pag-aadin lang ulit to, yung nakuha natin for final withholding taxes, capital gains taxes, and the stock transaction tax, which is 1,193,208. Question number 12. During 2018 daw, meron tayong domestic corporation na merong following items of revenues. So una, gross receipts from trading business, no, that's 500,000. Interest from money placements in the banks, 30,000. Dividends from its tax investment in domestic corporation, 20,000. Gains from stock transaction through the Philippine Tax Exchange, 50,000. And then proceeds under insurance policy on the loss of goods, that's 100,000. So ang tanong doon is how much should the corporation report as taxable income in IT Act? So this is the solution. For item A, hindi siya generally taxable income means not subject to final withholding tax on passive income nor CGT, no. So yung item A, no, yung gross receipts, yes, kasama siya. Since that's from business, no, that's from trading or for the normal operation. Next item, interest from money placements in the banks. So since it is a domestic corporation, tapos passive income siya, subject sa final withholding tax. So item B, hindi siya reportable. Item C, dividend from stock investments, domestic corporation. Dividend income received from another domestic corporation is exempt. No? Ito yung sinasabi nating intercorporate dividend. Then item D, gains from stock transaction through the Philippine Stock Exchange. Item D is not subject to income tax, no, but to percentage tax. Yun yung 6/10 of 1% of gross selling price. And then last one, yung proceeds under an insurance policy on loss of goods. Since ang pinapalitan niya lang is loss of goods, no, so technically ano lang yun, return of capital. So hindi siya taxable income. So excluded din yun. So the answer in number 12 is 500,000. Will be the solution sa ating quiz number 3. If you have any questions or clarifications, feel free to message in our respective GCs. Thank you.